Watch, they were driving fine on the highway. And then suddenly a car on the right lane just flew out. Oh my god. How fast were you even going? You know, if it were a rainy day. Well, I could understand, but on a sunny day like this, you drive like this, you're really something else. This is really a lack of skill. And guts. Watch out ahead, there's a car coming from the left. Didn't handle the distance well. Oh my goodness. That's a bit scary. It's alright, I didn't flip over. But his tire is probably ruined. Beating on a narrow road like this, you must slow down. Watch out up ahead, truck is stopped on this slope. And then now, it's reversing or rolling back. We're right behind. Damn, oh. Dude, you just used your palm to stop it. Amazing. I think the guy behind is already despairing. But it's okay. Lucky. The truck suddenly made a U-turn ahead. Hey, you do a U-turn in a place like this, nobody would know. You didn't give any warning either. Meeting a U-turning vehicle in front. 20 vehicles. The vehicles behind definitely have to yield. But this place is wrong, too. The operation is also wrong. The car in front is the same. Look, it's changing lanes to the right again. Well, I thought he was going to change lanes again. But he started to make a U-turn again. You really can't predict this. This action is exactly the same as the previous one. There's no difference at all. Pay attention to the truck on the right side of the road. There's even a car in front of him being pushed along. The truck driver couldn't have not noticed, right? Of course, there's a saying online that the truck driver is for his own safety. That also makes some sense. Wanting to push it to the side before stopping. It's relatively safer. The front of the underground garage is up. If we were sitting in the driver's seat at this time, there would definitely be a blind spot. If your seat is positioned low, as soon as you come up, you'll be hit by a car. Some drivers adjust their seats to be lower. You really have to pay attention when going uphill like this. Let's take another look at this one. Just about to start. The tricycle comes out, right in front. The way this tricycle drives, the pressure goes straight to our uncle. The uncle explains, amazing. There's driving like this in a parking lot. Preparing to start and turn right. Pay attention to see if there is traffic going straight. Hey, someone's coming straight at us. Let's stop first. Oh, look at this. Do you think we are at fault? Of course not. Of course, it was entirely the other person's fault. We obviously already stopped. And he deliberately crashed into us. Let's take a look at the highway again. There's a lot of traffic ahead right now. You need to pay attention. Of course, he maintained a very good safety distance. Something happened up ahead. A pedestrian was crossing the highway. Oh my god. It's a good thing. Our driver maintained this safety distance. Otherwise, it would have been a disaster. Lastly, this one is about driving at night. The headlights of the oncoming car are a little dazzling. You probably didn't expect a pedestrian ahead, right? Damn, the car owner was a bit careless. Those drivers using high beams on the opposite side are also annoying. Pay attention, this intersection is a bit funny. The traffic light didn't activate. A taxi yields to a bus. Our car owner yields to a taxi. At this moment, a Maserati comes from the left. And a Benz comes from the right. Wow, what a perfect match. This has to be luxury cars crashing into each other. Secondly, let's take a look at the vehicles ahead. He wants to change lanes. The distance is very close. We can only let him go first. At this moment, another car comes up on the left. He's also preparing to change lanes. Don't you all treat our car owner like air? Oh my god, are you letting us go or not? They are all in such a hurry. The third car, turning left ahead. Look, it's turning left again. There's another car in front of him. As a result, the car in front couldn't wait and wanted to overtake. Oh no, it's over. This is even more impatient than the last one. What's the rush when turning? This will be fully responsible for the accident. And then this one. Look, the black Benz on the right also wants to change lanes. Our driver doesn't want to let them in. Oh no, it's over. Do you think it was really necessary for our driver? In this kind of situation, there are usually two camps. Some people think it's necessary, others think it's not necessary. Driving at night, lights approaching. You must be very careful in this situation. The car has already started to veer off course. Look at this, driving at night. Or even on rain days, even if the oncoming cars are using low beams, it can still obstruct your view. If you're not careful, you could end up seeing God. Let's take a look at this one. There's an intersection ahead, but there are no traffic lights. There's a crosswalk. At this moment, you need to anticipate in your mind. There could be a car. There could also be a person. This is still relatively minor. If you encounter someone on a bicycle suddenly appearing, then you're out of luck. Turn right in the intersection. Many people don't like to look at the straight lane. Why are they always thinking about the straight lane? Are they expecting to yield? Once a turning vehicle and a straight-going vehicle collide, then the turning vehicle is fully responsible. In a situation like this, how could you not avoid it? If you're careful, it's totally possible. Are we looking at another one? A car on the right is preparing to start and make a U-turn. Starting is one thing. If he started and immediately made a U-turn. The point is, you can't expect the straight-going traffic to yield to you for a U-turn. At the very least, when you start, you should look out for straight-going traffic. Many people driving have a mentality of wishful thinking. Clearly, he's in the wrong. And he bets that others will let him, because there's a traffic jam ahead at the toll station. There's also a big truck on the left here. The BMW in front has also started moving. As a result, this big truck changes lanes. This is clearly the big truck's fault. Look, it squeezes the BMW, making it really helpless. There is another situation. Like if our car is in front, and the big truck is behind. This big truck is behind. Sometimes you can't get away from it. He wants to go. What do you do? You see, this situation is dangerous. You don't even know what happened. And then he just does that to you. That's really frustrating. Let's take a look at what's going on in the last one. The car owner turned right. Oh no. Another driver not observing the straight traffic. If he sees straight traffic coming and doesn't yield, that's a bit unreasonable. Car brain a sense of luck. If the car owner didn't see the straight traffic, then it's a miracle. Hello everyone. Welcome to Car Expert. The accident just now looked very scary. The vehicles at the scene were severely damaged. Before we explain this accident, Let's first look at another set of photos of traffic accidents. This is a set of photos of a business car rear-ending a semi-trailer. The A-pillar of the co-driver's side of the car directly hit the tailboard of the semi-trailer and cut a deep gash in the steel plate at the rear. But the A-pillar of the business car didn't bend at all. The people inside the car were also uninjured. I wonder what you all think after looking at these pictures. My first thought was, what kind of car is this? Could this be staged again? Until I saw this photo, I really confirmed that this business car's A-pillar is really strong. So, what kind of car is this? From the car's wheel hub and the car logo, combined with the car's appearance, you can basically confirm this is the Geely-owned domestic car, Zeekr 009. This super strong A-pillar has also made the Zeekr 009 instantly popular. Some netizens said, this is the strongest A-pillar I've ever seen. And others joked, this isn't a Zeekr, this is a tank. However, even so, there are also some nobles still questioning why the airbags didn't deploy. We'll discuss this later. What are you talking about? Modern car A-pillars are made of high-strength steel, tearing apart ordinary steel plates. Isn't this normal? Haha, is this normal? Those who said this, find me a second one that can tear the rear steel plate of a large truck. Show me another one. Let's take a look at these accidents. Like these, like these, like these. Or like these. These are all luxury cars worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions. Xian is a traffic safety commentator. The back end receives all kinds of traffic accident reports every day, accumulating tens of thousands of reports. Some levels of severity can't be shared. They can also be said that they can't be shared. Among these, it's really because the A-pillar's compressive strength is strong. The resulting casualties can really be said to be countless. Many people may have watched other bloggers talk about this accident. They only know the Zeekr 009 is awesome. But what exactly makes it awesome? Why is it so awesome? Today, I, Jiang, will break down the details for everyone. First, let's look at the point of impact. Zeekr 009's right front side rear-ended a semi-trailer. The impact angle on the rear left side is somewhat similar. 25% offset crash. But because the front of the Zeekr 009 has already inserted into the lower gap of the semi-trailer's flatbed, the performance of various parts of the front cabin haven't participated. The vehicle's A-pillar almost absorbed all the energy of the impact. The severity of the collision far exceeds that of a 25% offset crash. This also explains why some people are still questioning why the airbags didn't deploy. Because the airbag sensors are installed at the front of the car. The front of the car didn't receive a major impact, so the airbags wouldn't deploy. And all the impact force in this case was focused on the A-pillar. You can see how strong the A-pillar is. According to national standards, the shortest length of a semi-trailer is 11 meters, and a minimum width of 2.5 meters. This is equivalent to a thick steel plate of 11 meters by 2.5 meters. Directly hit the Zeekr 009 single A-pillar. Although the impact speed is still unknown, but from the degree of distortion of the steel plate, we can already see how great the impact energy was. Besides the A-pillar not bending, we will also find that this Zeekr 009's left and right sliding doors can be opened smoothly. This at least shows that the entire vehicle frame has not been deformed. If the collision caused the vehicle to lose power, then it can also prove that the side doors of Zeekr 0 can be opened mechanically in an emergency. This design can be said to be related to the life and death of the drivers and passengers. Okay, now let's go back to the beginning. The video we watched. This was in early April of this year. It was also when the Zeekr 009 was rear-ended by a double-decker bus, and then collided with a Harvard SUV in front, and pushed the SUV forward about 10 meters, after being subjected to severe front and rear impacts. This Zeekr 009 demonstrated extremely strong structural stability. The rear only had the rear window glass broken. The chassis structure remained intact. The third row seats were also not included at the front. Instead, it dented the rear bus. The front of the car was relatively more severely damaged, but there was only deformation in the front engine compartment. No parts from the front of the car intruded into the cabin. Generally speaking, the most dangerous thing in an MPV collision is the third row seats. But in this case, the rear of the Zeekr 009 did not undergo any obvious deformation. The third row seats were also not compromised. What's even more surprising is that, after the accident, the owner didn't call a tow truck, but instead drove the car to the repair shop himself. This also indicates that this Zeekr 009's power system, steering system, chassis system, and driving-related mechanical components were not damaged at all. Through these two accidents, we can clearly see that the Zeekr 009 is extremely sturdy and solid, and perfectly protected the passengers inside the car. This also reminds us of certain hype in China. Cars with thin sheet metal that supposedly absorb energy. It feels inexplicably ironic. The reason for making this video now is that I can't stand some snobs in China who are still slandering our domestic cars, saying that buying a car isn't for crashing. Those who hype new energy and new technology, it's best if you shut up from now on. After all, life safety is no joke. CMB still has that old saying, we don't buy cars to crash them, indeed. But when a collision occurs, you need to be able to withstand the impact. Pay attention. Look at this small car up ahead on the highway. It actually can't outrun the big truck on the right. You're a small car, and can't even beat the big truck. What are you doing in the fast lane? It's fine if it can't outrun it, but it's not letting it pass either. And it's been driving parallel with the truck. This kind of behavior is very dangerous. If you encounter this situation, honk your horn, and if they don't speed up, then at this time, don't urge them anymore. Just slow down, and let them go first. Watch out for the crosswalk ahead. Look, this was too careless. The car owner might have been because the car in the left lane had its high beams on. Maybe they didn't notice for a moment. Anyway, you must slow down in advance of this crosswalk. Observe carefully, especially when driving a tunnel inside a tunnel. The car in front is already braking. The car owner, the reaction was a bit slow. 1 or 2 seconds. The result was a rear-end collision. Another rear-end collision. It seemed like there was still quite a distance before. The driver might not have reacted in time. But even if the driver had reacted and braked in time, the car behind might have still hit them. Look at the bridge here. And there are some pedestrians on the sidewalk on the right. Pay attention after our car passes. That pedestrian. What's he doing if he's not doing it on purpose? It's like he's given up. Even if it's a scam, it's still reckless. Look, on the left, an adult is holding a child's hand. They're walking right in the middle of the road. There should be a crosswalk ahead at the intersection. Why aren't they going up ahead? But they insist on crossing in the middle of the road. So yeah, they were crossing. Look, you even looking. Look carefully. Actually, sometimes I can understand why you come like this. But at the very least, when you pass, you have to look. Observe clearly left and right. It's not the case. Otherwise, it's very dangerous. You're not alone. You're also changing lanes to the left with your child. Oh, damn this. Watching our car owner is already almost basically completely changed. But it hasn't completely changed. But in this situation, I guess it's still the responsibility of our video car owner. Coming up from the underground parking garage, queuing to pay ahead. Pay attention to the car on the left. He's parking on this ramp. But he's in reverse. His reverse lights are on. This guy's in trouble. Look, there's a car turning at the intersection behind him. Oh, damn, he scared the electric bike rider. Although, in this situation, there wasn't an actual collision. But if the traffic police were to determine fault, the owner of the small car in the video might still be held responsible. Ring day. Look, I'm driving in the middle lane now. There's an intersection on the left. The car is coming in. Oh, I have to avoid it quickly. See, if I go left, if I'm in the leftmost lane, I'll just back into the left. Still not in the middle lane. And it just darted out like that. Watch out for a car coming from the opposite direction. What kind of driving is this? I really don't understand it. He's not even overtaking. He just drove into our lane. You think the other driver was crazy? But the other driver is indeed a bit crazy. Just because the road on his side is bad. He doesn't want to drive on that road. So he came over to our side. Hey, I'm saying, buddy, this car isn't that fragile. Let's take a look at this intersection again. Go straight on a green light. This guy is making a U-turn here. That's not right. Ignoring whether it's possible to make a U-turn here. Even if you can, if a collision occurs, it's definitely your fault for turning. There's a situation ahead on the highway. Time to hit the emergency brakes. About to get ready. Oh, wow, rear-end collision. Happening again, twice. This is what I fear the most on the highway. This kind of thing is unavoidable. So everyone must maintain a safe distance. Let's take a look at the car on the right. He wants to cut in. The driver refuses to let him. And he's still impatient. He crashed into the car in front. That's a nice move. This has nothing to do with us. He brought it on himself. Even if he hit our car, it would still be his fault. Pay attention after the driver comes out of this intersection. They're preparing to turn right at the upcoming intersection. And there are no traffic lights at this intersection. Then you have to observe clearly. See, the moped is coming from the left. It's right in the A-pillar blind spot. Actually, it's not like the car is completely invisible. The A-pillar does have blind spot indeed, but it's not that big. It's just that the driver wasn't careful enough. Should have turned ahead more. Maybe they could have seen the highway entrance on the left. And this is a disused entrance. We were all queuing to enter in order. But the car on the right didn't queue. It just floored the accelerator and charged up. But who could accept this? Don't think you can do whatever you want just because you signal. This is 100% his fault. Pay attention when starting the intersection. The right side unit for a left turn button. But here, going straight. We didn't see it. This is likely our car owner's full responsibility. After all, there are no traffic lights at this intersection. In this situation, you should yield to the right and watch out for the trees in front. Oh my goodness. It just snapped off like that. That car on the opposite side was so close. We were relatively far away. If this had hit the car, the loss would have been huge. But in this kind of situation, if it really hit the car, who do you think should be sought for compensation? Before entering the intersection, be sure to choose your lane carefully. Don't go the wrong way. A lot of car owners love to change lanes back and forth, especially when approaching an intersection. They also have to overtake and then change lanes in front of you. It's not that you can't change lanes, as long as it's safe. You also see this. This is also approaching an intersection. The car on the right changed lanes again. I said, it has to be safe. It's a dash line, although everyone can change lanes. You must at least make sure there are no vehicles behind you, under the premise of safety. Look carefully, another one missed the exit. But this time, they weren't so lucky. The white car in front was directly rear-ended. It wasn't that the car in front of it missed the exit, but the car in front of the car in front of it. Look at that car, it's really harmful. They stopped the car there after missing the exit. I really don't know what they were thinking. A road intersection ahead. Watch carefully, our car and the white car in front are both going to turn left. Then this road ahead. Look, there are 2 lanes here. You can turn left from the left lane. He's in the left turn lane on the right. We're in the left turn lane on the left. But when turning, look at that, Jesus. You really don't know how to drive. Who turns the corner like that? Driving at night. There's a bend ahead. Watch carefully after we come through this bend. There's a small intersection on the right. And another car is entering. The car owner also doesn't listen to advice. The car has brakes. What do you think of this following distance? I think it's okay. The speed wasn't fast either. But it still got rear-ended. But you can't blame the following distance for this. Because you can only blame the eyes. The speed was very slow. This following distance was also sufficient. You can only blame your eyes for not observing carefully enough. Don't look at the car in front that stopped and is preparing to reverse. Don't you have a rearview mirror? Don't you have a rearview mirror? Bro, what's your rearview mirror doing? Is the rearview mirror not have a mirror? You're reversing like even race car drivers wouldn't dare. I knew you were going to reverse. That's why I kept such a distance. But I didn't expect you to still hit me. I'm really impressed. The worst thing when driving in the rain is this kind of emergency situation. It's an emergency brake. You just can't brake. And guys, pay attention. The car on the left is unlucky today. The car suddenly popped out on the right. Hey, asterisk clang asterisk. Watch the black car on the left pass. Then a truck behind is ready to overtake. And then crosses the double stop line. Overtakes from the left. As a result, the car almost turned left. 4 lanes. Double yellow lines in the middle. 2 lanes on each side.
In this situation, you shouldn't overtake by borrowing lanes anymore.